Hey guys, welcome to another episode of Witches of the Moon. My name is Dia, aka Ori of OriOasis.com, and this week we are doing a choose your own spell. So, um, this one is more so for stopping gossip, stopping people speaking ill of you, um, and things of that nature. So, in another video, I showed you how to do my soul ash, and then also in another video, we were talking about local things local to you. I showed you about the canal that I have out back. So for this for this particular spell, you'll need a jar, you'll need salt, you'll need the soul ash, you'll need either a mojo bag or a little bag to put it in, or some type of small dowel, or you can make a dowel out of cloth. Um, You'll need the water from a canal or some type of muddy, stucky, swampy water that basically doesn't flow. You need some type of stagnant water that doesn't flow. You could also create this stagnant water if you put water in a container, kind of like a milk jug, because you want the top of the container to be smaller than the bottom of the container, and you want to just let it sit out in the sun. Put that container out in the sun with the lid off for a couple hours, the lid on, lid off, lid on, and when you start to see algae grow at the bottom of the water, then you have your mucky water that you need for this. You don't really want to use, there is a method where you can speak to the water to get it that energy, but you don't really want a fighting energy in it. So you can say to the water, shut your mouth and all this other stuff, things like that, to put that vibration in the water as you're creating it. But you don't really want to use like real big arguments. So you want to sit it outside, let the sun hit it, because the sun will help warm up the water to create the environment to get the algae and all the other stuff growing and to make the water really stagnant. Now, with that, what you're going to do is you're going to take the soul ash, watch the other video on how to make the soul ash, and you're going to put it in the bag, or you're going to, create a dowel. Put it, most of it you want in the head of the dowel. Um, I was thinking if I had a dowel around me to show you, but I don't feel like getting up. So you want to put that in the head of the dowel. Now, once this is created, what you're going to do is you're going to put it in the jar, and all you're going to do is fill the jar up with water. And once that jar is filled with water, you want to put as much salt in that jar as possible and really make it like really salty water. If you have a beach that has salt water, do not use that water, because that water is free, it's flowing. You want this water to be um, swampy, muddy, stagnant, stuck. You do not want to be able to flow freely. Okay. So you're gonna put what I say, the mojo or the doll in there. If you have a picture of the person, you could do a picture of the person. It doesn't necessarily have to be a person. It could be as the soul ash is for a person. But if it's just a situation you want to stop, then you can write that situation on there and on a piece of paper, roll it up, put it in there. You really don't need no other herbs or nothing for this. Just the mucky water and the salt. And the salt is to make the situation salty, so that if somebody, like say if you want somebody to stop speaking ill of you, and that person does speak ill of you, that saltiness will make them trip up on their words or get caught in their lies really faster, which make them think about, what they're doing, and to help the situation to come to a halt quickly. Because everything they do is going to become, when you know what to say, when they say someone's salty, it's going to come back on them, or no one's going to believe them, and it's going to make them want to let the situation go. Now, in saying that, there is a possibility that a lot of people who lie, when no one believes a lie, they tend to go overboard to make somebody believe the lies. So it is a possibility that the situation may blow up before it gets better. Just so you know, if that happens, it's a possibility that will happen, one, so that's your warning. And so if it does happen, you don't want to do extra work to try to stop and combat it, because now you're going against the work that you already done. A lot of times when we do this type of work, and this is the reason why I don't like really teaching this type of work, but this one is a little softer. But a lot of times when we do this type of work, the situation gets worse before it gets better, because that's how nature flows. And when the situation starts to get worse, we don't recognize it as a part of the plan, and we start doing things to combat that, which is combating our original working. So this is why I'm warning y'all: the situation may get worse before it get better, but it will get better. It'll just make it go a little faster. So once you do that, you want to seal the jar tightly. This does not have to be a huge jar. It could be a small baby food jar. We do not have to keep using big old mason jars. A small little jar. It could be a little medicine jar, little jars you put your little day medicines in. It don't have to be big. I just prefer for it to be, if not full metal, at least the lid to be metal. And then once you have that jar, you want to shake it, shake it, shake it. Just make sure the salt and everything is mixed in really well. After that, leave it alone. Again, you do not want to stir things up. You want things to stay stagnant. So you want to keep the jar in a place where it be still as possible. I personally would keep the jar outside. I will only bring it in when I'm lighting candles on top of it. And the candles just keep the energy going. You can actually just take the jar outside and give it about a couple of days, maybe about 7 days, just for the sun to hit it. If you're in a place where it's getting colder, then I would suggest leaving it inside and lighting candles on it. That way, just to keep the heat going into the jar, to keep the muckiness going for about a good 7 days, and then you can bury the jar or keep working the jar. If you're in a place where it's warm, bury the jar. It's fine. But you want to keep that jar in a warm, mucky environment until everything is done. And then dispose of the jar how you wish, or if you want the person to keep their name out your mouth forever, go ahead and bury the jar, wherever. Or if you're done with the whole situation, that person is no longer being in your life no more, then go ahead and break the jar down. So basically that's it. So to sum it all up, in case you missed any parts because I talk really fast: stagnant water, a jar, salt ash, or just a piece of paper with saying the situation and what you want to stop. And what you're going to do is you're going to put make the bag or the doll with the soda ash, or use a piece of paper that has a situation in it. You're going to put that in the jar. You're going to fill the jar with the mucky water. You're going to put as much salt as you can in that mucky water. As much salt as you can. You want that water highly salty. I mean, blood pressure overdose salty. That's how salty you want this water. Okay? Then you're going to seal the jar. Shake it up one good time just to make sure the water and salt mix in, and then you do not want to move the jar that much after that. You're either going to leave it outside to let the heat naturally do what heat does to water. And you want a clear glass jar for that. I forgot to tell you, it should be a clear glass jar, not an amber jar. You're not trying to preserve anything. You want the heat to get in and mess with that water and taint that water and get it as stagnant as possible and as unseen and as clear as possible. Then, like I said, if you're in a warm place, then you can leave the jar outside. If you're in a place where it's starting to get colder, then leave it inside and light your candles on it to get that heat in it. I normally work with tea lights, but for this, I would rather use taper candles or chime candles, just to make sure that the top of the lid is really getting hot. Because again, you want that heat. You can't see my hands, but you want that heat in there. Okay? And that is how a simple way, cheap way, easy way how to stop gossip. Also, that's a twofer because I show you how you make your own stagnant water. Yeah, so I think that's kind of a twofer too. All right, guys. Don't forget to thumbs up. Don't forget to comment. Don't forget to watch everybody's videos. Give a little hi. Say how you doing. Let us know you see us. We see you, boo. We not in this alone. We in this together. And stay blessed to be a blessing. And I'll see y'all next week. Peace.